Designing office spaces or workspaces used to be a matter of how much square meters could you make and how much desks would fit in. Nowadays, it's about how can you forge a professional community. Opposite to the idea of, make the highest tower and sort of make it stand out like totemic buildings. Because obviously with the corona measures you can't operate on elevators alone anymore. And obviously if you try to forge communities, you shouldn't split it up into 50 floors. But if you can do the same amount of space for 5 floors or in 8 floors, you would actually have much more interaction between the people. And in the end, I think that's a much more comfortable way of contemporary work.
Buildings starting to be more important than it used to be before, in sense of creating opportunity to meet and to experience that moments which you decided to share with other people in different, in direct physical sense.
In the Netherlands we had this concept of het nieuwe werken, where people don't have their own desk. You would come to work, you find your own place, you find your team, you find the area where you want to work together. Therefore, there was a variety of working places because every team, every person wants to work in a different way. Those are also the buildings that are most ready in the current situation for COVID-19.
People are working whenever they want, all the time, anytime, no time, at their convenience when they want it. It basically means that you've been, by moving work into your home, you've been kind of liberated to make your own rules.
And we sort of very quickly adapt to the idea that you have business meetings where everybody's sitting in their private space. So you see, kids in the background, you see somebody didn't clean their attic, or they have a hobby you didn't know about. And it's more and more accepted, and I think it will sort of, once we get out of this mess, it will reverse, that people bring this intimacy also to the office because it's accepted and allowed.
What we see is that, like many other pandemics, it's been an accelerator of trends. So it's not that we see like radical shifts of things that we didn't have indicators for previously. So on the one hand, companies which have been one of the first to adopt technology have been also one of the first to see the changes that has to your physical space if you work with a different type of technology, because that influences your way of working. On the other hand, we see a huge trend towards more biophilic design, a trend towards going back to nature, the trend of escaping technology, kind of a counterpole. People which are working remotely with their laptop in some kind of hangmat in Bali are just as aspiring for where this is going as are the big tech companies.
And new productivity is connectivity. People log in and out of their jobs. They log in and out of communities, of office spaces. And it's the same with the architecture that houses it.
Also for architects, the challenge is becoming to say, how can I have seamless technology while bringing nature back into the building? And where does a building end and where does nature start? Where does technology end and where does the building start? So it's almost like a spectrum which is taking place. And I wouldn't say there's one single innovator or one single country which is driving the conversation. It's that multitude of conversations which is making it super interesting at the moment to be in this field.